What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Never Hike in the Snow, a brand new Friday the 13th fan film that just dropped from Vincent DeSanti from Womp Stomp Films. And of course, this is a prequel to Never Hike Alone, set 3 months prior to Never Hike Alone, and it follows the disappearance of another hiker out there by themselves in the dead of the winter who ultimately disappears. And now the investigation begins and what happened to him. And of course, this is much shorter. It's about half the length of Never Hike Alone, which I may be the only one, but I actually really appreciate that. The one beef I had with Never Hike Alone is I felt it was too long. I feel like there's a lot of moments in Never Hike Alone that are just unnecessarily slow. Just kind of dead moments that if you cut them out, you can have a very fast-paced film and every moment would matter. There were some things in Never Hike Alone that I just thought didn't need to be there, that could have just simply been cut out. In Never Hike in the Snow, that's not the case. Every moment of Never Hike in the Snow matters, and that I really appreciate. Every single shot we see is pushing some sort of plot, leading to more suspense, leading to our next moment, and that's really cool. Of course, you got Tom Matthews back playing Tommy Jarvis. Get a little more of him, a little more of the Tommy Jarvis we know and love. You have Vincent Guastafaro, which is absolutely great, returning as Rick Colon, gone deputy, now sheriff, which is of course great to see as well. Another pullback from part 6. After our camper Mark ultimately does die, we see him die. You got a situation where the cops no longer want to deal with Jason, so their step is to try and cover it up. But they still have to relay that message to his mother while being very discreet. And in doing so, they just report him as missing. They cover up the blood, they salt it up, and they say to his mother that he is missing. Now, this is probably the one part of the movie where I felt a little distracted. After they tell his mom, hey, he's missing, we get to follow her into a scene where she goes to his computer and she's very, very, very emotional, as if he is absolutely dead. And I understand the point of this scene as it shows a bond between Mark and his mother that ultimately makes his death much more impactful. That said, Mark left that morning. Mark's a grown man, and he left that morning to go camping, go hiking out in the Camp Crystal Lake area. He ultimately goes missing that day and is reported missing to his mother that night. Now, I understand that's still a very serious situation, but I don't know if that's your devastating moment where you have a full ball out cry and go through his computer and pictures. That's the only time I was like, I don't know if that quite works. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't have a missing child out there. I just felt like the first reaction wouldn't have been that. The first reaction would probably be to go look for him. You know where he's at. You found the car. They told her they found his car. It's probably time to start getting hunting out there. Other than that, man, Never Hike in the Snow is an extremely strong film. Has a brutal opening kill with some very right-in-your-face practical effects that are gruesome and definitely professional and can hold up to any Hollywood effect that we've seen in a long time. As we get to the end of the movie and we're following the body cam footage, which I really enjoy, it does cut off pretty suddenly. Once again, that doesn't bother me. I understand where they're going with this, as we still have Never Hike Alone 2, 3, and 4 on the way. So it cuts off very quickly on a pretty brutal death that I think is pretty awesome. But it just kind of cuts off and we roll the credits. Like I said, every moment matters in Never Hike in the Snow, which is why I actually kind of prefer that ending over drawing it out longer than it needs to be. This was a prequel. It set us up. It let us know what Jason's doing. And as we go into the events of Never Hike Alone, we get more establishment for Tommy Jarvis. We get Rick Colon in the mix, which I absolutely love. And you get 2 brutal kills, establishment with this mother and her lost son. There's a lot going on that I'm assuming, will make Never Hike Alone 2, 3, and 4 that much more exciting. These aren't movies. This is a web series. It's a fan film at the end of the day, but we're looking at a web series here, and a very genuine one, I would say. Never Hike in the Snow, it delivered in every way it said it would, and I'm very, very happy with it. Compared to Never Hike Alone, I love this probably twice as much, honestly. And even the look, I know it's the same look as Jason, but there was just something cooler about it. I also appreciate the use of a bow and arrow. You know, that doesn't get to happen as much as it should. People forget how smart Jason actually is. The boy's got some aim. I think he intentionally hit him in the leg there. All right. If I'm giving a rating out of 10, I give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Especially for a fan film, it's up there. It's probably one of the better fan films that we've ever seen, especially in the Friday the 13th world. So if you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. Link in the description below. But that is going to wrap up this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. And of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.